welcome back to this place. It's me again. And we're gonna keep up with what happened because everyone keeps asking why I went to the ER, why I went to the hospital, and why I don't feel good. Well, there's so much that happened actually. Well, it's kind of ridiculous. It's not okay. It has to deal with my anxiety and what happened. So yeah, basically, like, okay, it's a very long story. Very, very long story, which is why I had to make a video for it because people kept asking and I'm like, I don't want to text it because it's just too long to text and text everyone about it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make a video about it. So yeah. Okay, so I had to look online because I'm so bad at making names up. We're gonna call this first guy Elijah, and we're gonna call this other guy Carter. So we got Elijah and Carter. Elijah, Carter. Elijah, me, Carter. That's what they did. Okay, so basically I was on Tinder, and if you don't know what Tinder is, it's like an app where you go meet, where you want to love people, and you go and then you go to the app, you make a profile, you swipe right if you like the person, you swipe left if you don't like them, and if they swipe right and you both swipe right, it'll like tell you so you guys can start messaging each other. I was on Tinder, I was swiping right on some people and whatnot until they actually super liked me, and I was able to see that, so I'm just like, oh, he's kind of cute, like whatnot. So I read his description. He's a musical person just like I am. So I swiped right also, and we started talking. This is Carter, by the way. Carter was talking to me, and we were, we were having a pretty. It was really nice, and we were talking for like a whole like week and whatnot, and like he wanted to like meet me and stuff, and I said yeah, sure, and then realized he lived like an hour away, which I mean, it's whatever, I don't care. I would have still met him, and but then like I have this thing, it's also on my profile, that I don't want people who smoke or are alcohol or drug friendly, because I'm not. I'm not. So he basically, he sent me a picture with just him and a cigarette. And so I'm just like, ooh. I didn't tell him I wanted to only be friends, but in the back of my mind, I'm sitting here like, I just kind of want to be friends. I don't want that in my future, unless he's like willing to change or something, but still. And so I kind of just stopped talking to him for a little bit. I mean, we were talking, but I wasn't as talkative. Like, I just kind of just wanted to be friends at this point. And then comes along, I'm on Tinder again, and then I find Elijah, which is, oh my god, he was gorgeous. And basically we ended up meeting, we ended up talking for like a while. It was like all December, and then, what was it? We were talking all December, we were messaging, Snapchatting. He was really, really nice. He was so nice, he was so gorgeous, just everything. And when I met him, like, he was so much fun to hang around with. Like, so much fun. Like, we both went out, we were talking about Oreos, we were at the Oreo section for a couple minutes, and like every time I see Oreos now, it reminds me of him, and it's like, because literally we got like different kind of Oreos and we tried them in his car. It was really fun, and like it was just such a good date night, like such a good night. And yeah, I was really sad when he left. And wait, no, we went to Shopko. I'm gonna say the store's name. We went to Shopko, and he got like this puzzle piece, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's a cool puzzle piece, and he bought it, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this sometime, and I'm like, okay, sure. And yeah, so he left, we said bye. Elijah went back, he went back a couple days later. We were still messaging and whatnot, and then one day he just didn't open my Snapchat at all, and it kind of like scared me. I mean, I'm not that kind of person who's like, oh my god, why didn't you message me like right away? Like I'm chill about it. But I'm just like, oh my god, he hasn't replied. And like the next day came, we ended up losing our streak, and I'm like, oh god, what's going on? I was scared. And then he messaged me. I messaged him, and I'm like, what's up? Why aren't you answering? And then he still didn't reply, so I'm just like, what the heck? So then on Carter's story, I saw that Carter posted a picture of a puzzle piece that looked just like the one Elijah bought. and he took a picture of it, and it was already done. And I swiped up to Carter, and I'm like, haha, I know someone who bought the exact same puzzle piece, that's funny. And then Carter posts another picture, and he put, I think it was like, on a date, kind of nervous. And you know who was Carter's date? It was fucking Elijah. So basically, I was like, oh my god, like, this can't be happening. I was so sad. And so I know me and Elijah weren't a thing, but it made me really sad because he kind of made it seem like we were gonna be official sometime. He would say things like, oh, I mean it from my heart, or like, from my heart, like I really mean it, or like, yeah, if we become official, like this. Like, he would just kind of hint at things like that, which kind of made me attached to Elijah. And I'm like, oh my god, like, this can't be happening. He's too good for me. Like, I'm so happy.
No!
It was sad. And then, I messaged Elijah, and I'm like, so are you just not interested are you not interested in me anymore? And then Elijah messages me at night, like, he swiped on my Snapchat to text, and he started texting me, and he's like, writing me this whole ginormous paragraph about how sorry he felt, that he just felt horrible that he did this to me, and that he's like, I found this one kid, and I might start dating him. He's like, I'm so sorry. And it just, he seemed like he was really sorry about it, and I'm over here like, it was too much to process in my head. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I had no chill at all. So I told him like, okay, whatever, bye. And I blocked him. I blocked Elijah. I blocked Carter. The only reason I blocked Carter was because he was gonna start putting Elijah's pictures all over his social media, which I did not want to see because I felt heartbroken at the time. So because that happened, I went on a social media cleanse for a couple weeks because I'm like, I can't take this anymore. Like, I don't want to see happiness from anyone right now. So that's what happened. And then they went out, and then I had Carter as a friend on Facebook, and Carter never blocked me. Carter never did anything. He never, like, nothing. And yeah, Carter just stayed on, he did whatever. I blocked Carter, but he never blocked me on anything. Elijah, on the other hand, blocked me on Snapchat, blocked me on Instagram, blocked me on Facebook, just everything. And I'm like, okay, but like, whatever. Just because I blocked you, you're gonna block me back, oh, whatever. But I figured that out afterwards, I'll tell you. So they went out. Then I don't know, I got my cool back again. I'm like, okay, like, I feel bad that I exploded, like, on him and stuff. So I texted Elijah a couple weeks after, and I'm just like, okay, like, I'm sorry that I lost my cool, like, we weren't official, and I should have understood that. And then Elijah unblocked me from everything again. He, like, you know what? And then we started talking, we started being friends, and then I message my best friend, my bestest, oh, I love her. And I'm like, yo, I need some advice, what do I do? And she says, and I'm like, should I still be Elijah's friend or not? And then she's like, honestly, Angel, like, I wouldn't be friends with someone who hurt you like that. The Angel didn't take that advice. And I'm like, should have taken that for granted. But basically, it was just, I was still friends with Elijah, I was still talking to him, and still giving him the obligatory talk and whatnot. And then he starts messaging me about how his relationship isn't working out and how he's having issues with his relationship. And I as a friend, had to sit there and help him with his relationship. Why? Because I was a friend. Not because, the real reason, because I still liked Elijah. Because I still had so much feelings for him. I was willing to do so much for him. Even if it involved getting his relationship better, because I was helping him, I liked him, that's it. And it sounds so stupid, but it's true. Like I'm being so open about this right now. Like that's exactly what happened. I'm telling the truth. And basically Elijah ended up breaking up with Carter. And then Elijah called me on the phone. I was at Walmart getting my tire changed. And he was like, oh, I broke up with Carter today because it was just things weren't working out. He told me everything. Like, I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened. And this was like on a Saturday. Then me and Elijah were talking Saturday. We talked Sunday, Monday. And then Tuesday happens. So, no, not Tuesday. Tuesday does not happen. Tuesday happens when I text Carter. And I'm like, yo, Carter, how are you doing? Like, I feel so bad that this happened between you guys. And then Carter messages me and he's just like, wow, he's like, I really don't care. He's like, you guys are probably dating right now, right? Like, whatever. And I'm like, no, we're not. I actually lost all of my trust in Elijah. As much as I like Elijah, as much as I want to go back out with him, I wouldn't take that chance. And it's true. And it's just, that's that. And that's not even the worst part of the story. That's not why I went to the ER at all. I mean, a little bit, not really. But me and Carter start talking, and then, I'm just like, yo, come over to, let's talk sometime. He's like, okay. And then I told Carter, I'm like, Carter, I do not want to do anything sexual with you. I just want to talk. I just want to hang out. That's all I want to do. And then Carter's like, well, I'm just saying that if anything, if let's say something were to happen, I'm comfortable with it. And I'm like, Carter, no, I don't want to do anything. So he understood me. And then we went out, we were talking about this whole thingy, and Carter ends up telling me, yeah, I didn't really have feelings for Elijah. I wanted him to break up with me because he was so, like, he wasn't ready for me to break up with him. Mentally, he just wasn't ready for that. So I had to figure out ways for him to cut me off. And I'm like, wow, that is strong. I had no idea. So, I don't know, that's all that ended up happening. We just, then a couple days later, this was on Tuesday. Thursday, Carter invited me over to his house, and he was home alone. So I was like, oh no, something just doesn't smell right. I don't know. So I go over to Carter's place, we start talking, and it just all escalates. Yeah. It all escalates to something that I should not have done. And I personally take it, I regretted that entire day. Like, I wanted to take that whole day back, but I couldn't take that whole day back. Me and Carter did some stuff. It was so bad. And I'm like, I can't believe I did this. As soon as I walked out of Carter's house, Carter's like, yeah, I'll text you when you get home. I'm like, okay. I got home, he never once messaged me, he didn't do anything. He basically like ghosted me for like days, didn't talk to me, and I felt extremely suicidal. I'm just like, what? I'm like, I could end it all right now. Like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I would ever do something like this. What? This is not me, I don't know why. And I felt extremely used. I felt so used. I was fucked over by both of them. Fucked over totally. And I couldn't hold it in. I'm like, I can't take this anymore. So I called Elijah and I'm like, yo, I have to talk to you. I'm like, the reason Carter broke up with you was because of this and this and this. And that's not all. I also hooked up with Carter. And then, I mean, Elijah he was okay at the time. He's like, oh, at least you told me, like, it's whatever. Like, you feel horrible about it. I'm like, I know I do. I felt awful. And then he ended up calling Carter saying, is this true and whatnot. They started arguing. And then Carter might have said some things about me, but I don't know what the hell I did. And then next morning, Elijah messaged me. He's like, yo, we need to talk. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And then Elijah talks to me. He's like, yeah, he's like, I totally blocked Carter off of everything. I blocked him on all social media. He's just such a horrible person. And I'm sitting here like, I am too, honestly. And so Elijah is like, Angel, he's like, I'm sorry, but I just can't be friends with you either. He's like, the fact that you went out and hooked up with my ex, he's like, that's just not okay. Like, that's definitely not okay. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, I get that's not okay, but, and then he's just like, I know you probably feel bad. And I'm like, okay, you can't assume what I feel, because I fucked over by you, I fucked over by Carter, I've been used, and this whole situation, like, it revolves around me. Like, you need my help for something, then Carter needs my help with something else, and then like, it's all a mumble jumble, and it messed with my head so emotionally, so bad, that the dude I liked, and then Carter, who was the dude that used me, and then the dude that I liked a lot, he was literally the man of my dreams. He was just gorgeous and everything, had the blonde hair, had the blue eyes, treated me with so much respect, never once disrespected me until that one time, and this time. And I'm sitting here like, okay, fine, like, if that's what you want, if you don't even want to ever be friends with me or don't even want to talk to me, then that's fine. And then he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I just can't be friends with you. And then he tells me like, oh, have a good night. Hangs up, blocks me on everything again. Blocks me on everything. No, I was how much? I got 2 minutes. I was really sad. I literally went to the, I was literally crying so much that day. I was in so much tears, and it was just not even funny. It was so sad. And I'm like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, I did so much, but I also did that one thing that messed everything up. And then I ended up getting instant fevers. I got my urinary tract infection, which I give a 3 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend. I got headaches, and it was so bad. It was extremely bad, that to the point where my UTI rose up so high. And no, it's not because I had sex. It's because, even the doctor said, it's dehydration and stress. That's what happened. And that's exactly what happened. It all hit me at one point. And I'm like, oh my God, I went to the ER, not that same day, it was a couple days after, when I just couldn't handle it anymore. My depression was super, super high. And my friend took me. It was so much fun though, but I hated it. And obviously Carter doesn't care, Elijah doesn't care, they don't care. So like, it's not like it matters anyway. And I tell some of the people like, oh, I went just because of a UTI. I didn't tell them like the whole like story, because it's so long to tell people, and here's the actual story. And so just yesterday, I haven't talked to Carter at all. After me and him did that one thing, haven't talked. And then I told him what happened. I'm like, yo, you used me. You seriously effed me over. What is your problem? Like, seriously? And you're over here like, I hate Elijah. But no, you don't hate Elijah. You still like him, because the messages he sent me obviously have something to do with him liking Elijah. And at this point, I don't care, because again, I was screwed over by both of them. I was emotionally and mentally hurt, and it's not even funny. And literally getting heartbroken, I would give it like a 1 out of 10. I would not recommend. Like, it's just that's what happened. And that's basically the whole story. Like, and that's my experience on Tinder. Oh my God. I just want to thank you guys. I want to thank a lot of my friends so much for helping me through this. You guys are like awesome. And I like to give a shout out to all of you guys. Oh my God, I have 28 seconds remaining. I would literally list all the names that helped me through this. And I don't know if I will, but I probably will. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. And please be careful out there. Don't make stupid mistakes like I did, because then it leads to horrible consequences, and that's not what I want. It's just, oh. Okay, I really hope you guys find your loved ones, and I hope I do too sometime in the future, okay? Bye.